All right. Well, let's get started. Let me see the kiddies. Who do we have for kids? You want to say hello? I know we have. Oh, there you go. Hi. Hi. Good to see you.
Hi, hi.
Hi.
Hi, kitties.
We got a fun story today. Let me ask you something, kids. Do you ever get a kick out of going up behind somebody and saying, boo, bah, and then the person jumps and then you laugh? Do you ever do that?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you about a creature that does that to its enemies. The way that it stays safe is it goes, wah! And the enemy's like, wah! And they get out of there. In fact, there's 2,500 different kinds of this particular creature. And this is called a startle display. Startle, when you're startled, you're scared. So this creature has a startle display so that when any creature that they think is a dangerous creature comes along, they're going, bah! And they do it in all different kinds of ways. So this is called the praying mantis. And I'm going to show you what some of them look like and tell you the different things they do to startle their enemies. Isn't this guy amazing? This one is called the dead leaf praying mantis. And if any of his enemies come around, he whirls around, he spreads his wings, he puts his arms behind his head, and then he shows off, and underneath he's bright red. So when his enemies see that, they see him turn around, put his arm, ah, and they see that bright red, they're like, oh, we're getting out of here. So that's the dead leaf praying mantis, and he looks like a dead leaf, so that's another way he protects himself from his enemies because they think, oh, that's not a bug, that's a leaf. All right, now this guy, doesn't he look like Superman, or this looks like some kind of a character, but this is an actual picture. This is called the devil's flower mantis. And what he does is go to his enemies. He starts making this clicking noise. And then he starts moving his legs back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you're like, whoa, where's that coming from? So that's him. That's him. Now we have Congo green mantis. And what this guy does is he opens his mouth and he starts clicking, making a song like a clock. You're like, whoa, where's that clock coming from? Then he shows his legs, which are very colorful, and spreads his wings. And his enemies are like, we're getting out of here. This is a crazy clock. Then you have the African mantis. And this guy raises his wings and he starts moving his front arms side to side, side to side, side to side. And then you see this bright orange color. Now, the last one that I'm going to show you, I just couldn't help it because we were looking last night, Pastor Duran and I, for the different kinds that do the startle reflex. This one is just one that blends in, and it's just so beautiful. We were like, we got to show them this one. We love this one. Look at that. Do you see what this guy does? This is a praying mantis, but it looks like an orchid. Isn't it beautiful? And people, it's not people, but it's enemies, the other bugs are like, oh, there's a pretty flower, and they don't bother it, they keep going. Didn't God make these creatures beautiful? Now, which one of these two is the bug and which one is the flower? Can you tell? You see it, right? Good job. Yeah, you're pointing to the right one. And how did you know that? How do you know which one's the bug?
The bodies. The body.
Yeah, that's right. You see the body and you see the antenna. And one more. How big do you think this praying mantis is? Do you think it's very big?
No.
No, it's not. Look, that's one on somebody's finger. That's a huge blown up picture of someone's finger. Can you imagine how tiny that little bug is? So I thought maybe you guys would like to try to draw one today. What do you think?
Okay.
All right, we're not going to draw the orchid mantis. We're going to draw the kind that you might find around here. I know when I was in Connecticut, I found one when I was a kid. All right, so I'm going to stop this share. And just so everyone knows, you will see the top of my head because I am putting my screen flat so I can draw. My head is not the important thing. Oops, now I gotta make sure I can share. The important thing is that you see my screen. So I hope you have your paper, and I'm finding out that more and more grown-ups are joining us every time. Okay, so we're gonna start with his head, and let's see, I think I'm going to go with a thin line, and I'm going to start with black today. Right, I got my thin line. So his head is like a triangle, and remember, we gotta make 6 legs because he's an insect. So we're gonna make his head kind of sideways, and we're gonna make it kind of like a triangle, like that. And one of the eye isn't smaller than the other one, but this is about perspective. You see how that makes him look like he's sideways? Because his one eye, when you look at him, you see that eye bigger than the other one, don't you? And I'm gonna round off his head a little bit here. Okay. Now we got this guy is gonna look like a green leaf, so we gotta make his long, I'm gonna call it his neck. I don't know if that's really what it is. I'm gonna make his, let's see, I gotta see if I can move this panel out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna make his antenna. Now I'm gonna make this leaf, that is his body. This way. And this guy is kind of going rounded this way, and this is going the opposite direction. You see what I mean by that? By the curves. Now we gotta make his arms, legs. Wait, let me look a few little lines on his neck. Ready? Now he's gonna have one. That's okay. Now he's gonna have the other ones coming down across this one. Oh, that's the tricky part to kind of do that part, but so now we got to give him one leg over here. Make this come across kind of skinny. This one okay. And we got this other leg that's kind of here. Now we got to make it back. Well, I picked a hard one. We got to make 6 legs instead of 4 this time, right? Okay. And again, it's not like the leg is a different size, but it's called perspective. So the one in the back, because we're looking at it from a little distance, appears to be smaller. So when you're drawing, you always have to think about perspective. And let's see here. Okay, now let's get some green, and I'm going to get myself a little fatter line here, I think. So you want to think about perspective, and you also want to think about shading. So like down in this area here, it's going to be darker because it's a little further away. Sometimes you can, I'll show you a little trick that can make a little shape too. You kind of start dark on one side, then you kind of go to the other a little bit. Do that, it might make it look like it's a little bit of a shape. So we'll just get a little bit of some dark green, and then we'll go for a little lighter green. A little darker here. Okay, in fact, I'm going to put some dark brown under here. Really good if you can get it looking a tad bit 3D. Let's put a little bit of green here on this side, and this side, and this side, and this side. Do this, put a little bit here. Like you alternate sides when you're putting it in a little bit. This, here, here, here. And let's put a little bit down here. Okay, now I'm going to put a little lighter green. In fact, I might try this. This guy's kind of fun to do. I just thought it was so interesting to see. You guys, this afternoon, when you have time, you can look up about the praying mantis. God makes these creatures so amazing that they're able to, take care of themselves. Oh, now's the fun part to make the red eyes. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna make this a little bit. Yay, the fun part. And remember, if you can, leave a little glint in the eye. You don't want to make the entire eye. It's tricky for me here on the iPad to do this. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, so I'm just going to put a little more color in here because most things in nature have some extra kind of color at different places. And they also do on the edges of their arms have these little airs that I want to make on them a little bit. Let's get that. A little bit here. Not too bad, not too bad, guys. What do you think? Yeah, had fun doing this one? Everybody's doing okay? Grown-ups are doing okay over there? We'll have you show yours in a minute.
Yes, very good.
Good, good. Yours came out good, Jean?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Is Uncle Simone drawing over there too?
No, I can't draw. I'm not going to embarrass myself. I do that enough.
All right, I'm going to stop my share and let's see what you got, Ricky and Dixie. You got anything over there? Let's see. I'm going to, just a minute, I'm going to spotlight your video so everyone can see it. Okay, go ahead. Look at that. Oh my goodness, Ricky. That is great.
Good.
That is great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Anything you'd like to show? Look at that. That is wonderful. You really captured the head. It's the perfect size and shape. I really love the head. Nice job. All right. Let me unspotlight you now. Anyone else like to show theirs?
I'll share mine, but I don't think I'll be your backup artist. I'm just saying.
Okay, wait. Bring it down, 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 over, over, over. There you go. Good job. That's very nice. Very, very nice.
I went out and bought some pencils and a sketchbook.
Well, there you go. I heard that Jean bought herself some pencils and a sketchbook too. You going to show us anything, Jean? You have something?
Well, the children's are so good. I think I'll just keep mine.
Okay. I think Christine is going to play.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, this is the time for a children's story. Margot?
Okay, I'm ready.
Very
Good morning. I'm so happy to be in the presence of Christians, fellow believers. It's so comforting. I wonder if some of the children that I know are here. Is Brooke here? If you're here, say I am, or just say hi. Is Haley here? Is Jason here? Is Mariah? Well, can somebody tell me who's here? I hope I got some children here.
Yeah,
anyway.
We have Ricky and Dixie here. Ricky and Dixie are here. And let's see who else is here. Ricky and...
Oh, I'm so happy to have you here today.
Haley's here too.
Oh, look, Tally's got some little grandchildren here. Tally's got his little girl on his lap over there.
Oh, well, I don't know their names. But anyway, I'm so happy to have you here. And I have a story for you. It's a true story. It's happened a long, long time ago. And it's about my sister. It happened in the 40s. You know, the 40s is a long time ago. That was when I was in grade school. Well, we all went to a Christian school. And one day, the teacher said, now, children, over in Germany, some of the children over there have lost everything. They've lost their mother, maybe, or their father, or both parents, and they've lost all their toys. And would you like to donate a toy to one of these children? Well, my sister ran home as fast as she could, and she told Mother, there's some children over in Germany that they don't have any toys. Now, my sister only had one doll, but she says, I'd like to give my doll to a little girl over there in Germany. And my mother said, well, that would be fine. She said, I will crochet a little outfit for the doll, and we'll put it in a box, and we'll put a note in there and saying that whoever gets this doll, please write to us and tell us about you. So they packaged it up, and they sent it off to Germany. Well, many, many weeks went by, many weeks. And finally, one day, a letter came. And, of course, it was in German. But we had a neighbor that could speak and understand German. So she read us the letter. And this is what it said. It said, I'm the father of this little girl that got the doll. I'm a truck driver, and I have to work all day. And my little girl, she goes with me, and she plays with this little doll all day long. And so we just want to thank you. Well, that made my sister so happy. And, it makes Jesus happy, too, when we are helping somebody else to be happy. So, boys and girls, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, when we can bless somebody else, it makes us happy as well as the person that we are blessing. And so just remember, boys and girls, that when you do something for somebody else, that the Lord is so happy, and you have made somebody happy, and you make yourself happy. And I know it's true. And so I want you to have a happy Sabbath, and remember about the little girl that was made so happy because somebody thought of her. Okay? Have a happy Sabbath.
All right.
Bye-bye.